Hello, my beautiful and blessed people. I wanted to come and share with you guys a little bit of everything that has been going on. I've been guided by the angels to tune in to tune in with all of you and share the frequency. So much has been happening. You know, I'm emotional even before starting this video. That's when I know I'm really just sharing things from the heart. I remember with me coming on here and sharing my story with you, because my story is what I got. My story is what I got. It's me coming on here and really being authentic with all of you. And so much has been happening in regards to creating your reality, right? So I think that's what's gonna be the theme for this channel right now. And when I mean this channel, I'm not meaning the entire channel. I'm talking about the message we are receiving right now. It's about creation. It's about creating the life that you want and creating the things that you deserve, and understanding that your world is what's around you, and you have the power to change that, and you have the power to be able to create what it is that you want in the most beautiful way. But it's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. And what comes with this creation, I think the most important thing, it's you actually going within and finding that inspiration from your soul, right? Because even the word inspiration is to inspire, meaning you are going in and then releasing out what it is that you want. And your inspiration should be you, because only you know the things that make you happy. Only you know what it is that you want to create for yourself. Only you know the things that truly resonate with your soul and that help you be in a vibration where you honestly feel like you're thriving, right? Because at least for myself, what I can say is that when my vibration is very high, because I'm a very happy person, I love making the people around me happy and sharing that energy with anybody around me. But I have also come to realize that my vibration is the highest when I'm happy, when the things around me are going accordingly to whatever it is that works for me. And what works for me might not work for you. So that's why it's important for us to take that time to go within and really figure out what it is that makes you happy, what it is that you want to create while you are here in this earthly realm. The things that resonate with your soul, the desires that you have, because your desires are not for nothing. Your desires are things that your soul wants to experience during this lifetime. Your desires are things that somehow you set up for yourself throughout the journey, that you are going to come here and you are going to make these things happen. You're going to create these things somehow, right? So that's why it's so important for us to be able to attune to our desires. And I think people really have questions sometimes from desire versus destiny, but you're almost able to combine the both. You're always able to combine everything in a way, because the duality always becomes oneness at some point. Because that's just how it is. That's just how it works, because everything goes back to unity. Everything always goes back to unity. So whatever that is, the way it creates a contrast, there's going to be a point in that contrast where these things are going to come together, and you're going to be able to see, because it's almost like a mirror, right? They're reflecting off of each other and showing the difference from one to the other. And then in some way, somehow, that becomes a unity of the different reflections. That's just how duality works. You always need to have something that's going to counteract it, so that either you're able to learn, so that you're able to see, and that you're able to do it differently, or so that you're able to attune to it and see what it is, where it is that you need to make the changes to be able to make that meet at the unity. And I think the unity also has a lot to do with the manifestation, because every time you're able to unite the frequencies, you're able to create something from it that works for you. And that's why it's important for you to keep in mind what works for you. You need to stop caring about what people think. Fuck what people think. Because the minute you focus on what people are going to think about you, or how they are going to judge you, or how you are deciding to live your journey, you are attuning to their frequency, and you are getting out of yours. So what does that mean? That means you are taken away from that manifestation, coming into the third realm. And that's when it goes back to when I say it, even if you haven't seen my previous videos, when I say that everything was a thought at one point. Everything that you were living, or everything that you are experiencing, or that you want for yourself, you thought about it first. So meaning you were already creating that in another realm, and it just takes a little bit for it to materialize here, and for you to be able to experience that. Even if it's a fear, that fear somehow your soul has already generated, so that you're able to live it here and able to learn from it. I know when I start going a little bit too deep into these things, it makes it a little hard for everyone to understand. But if you're able to receive this with an open heart, even if you're not able to understand it, what I am doing, I am planting a seed. I am planting a seed into your heart for something that you're going to find clarity to in the future. Because that's what happens to when you're moving in purpose. When you are moving in purpose, for the most part, especially when I'm channeling this information, I am just opening myself up to the divine. I am just opening myself up to God and letting Him speak through me in the most simple ways possible. That's why also a lot with channeling, I am creating these videos for you, but it's not just for you, it's also for me. I will go back and I will watch it and I will try to absorb whatever information it is that came through. Because this is when we need to understand that we are working collectively with the divine, that we are working collectively with a very higher realm that guides us, and that we are only this avatar. We are the embodiment of higher realms here on earth. And hence why we are able to create the life that we want once we are able to tap into that. But in order for us to do that, we do have to work through all of our traumas. We have to become emotionally mature, where most of us are not. And life will teach you that. And everybody's moving at a different pace. Everybody has their different mission, their different journey. And that's one thing that we also need to understand. We really need to move away from judgment. Because the minute you're judging the other, which it's going to happen, we're human, you know, you're going to talk shit about people. You're going to be able to acknowledge when they're not being their best self, when people are being pieces of shit, okay? Let's be honest. You're going to be able to see that. And you talking about that doesn't make you a bad person. What that does, it makes you aware of what's happening, so that you don't let that affect you, so that you're able to see that and be like, you know what, I'm gonna decide to not act that way. So what that person is actually doing, they're acting as a teacher for you. They're teaching you ways that you shouldn't move on, especially if you're able to realize it. So that's why when we need to come to the point that we need to understand that in Earth School, because this is what this is, it's Earth School. You're really just here to learn. Your soul is here to learn. We are eternal beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that's all it is. And the minute you decide to keep yourself stuck in a vibration of judgment, you are keeping yourself from expanding and learning more from that situation. And the minute you're able to see both sides from a situation, it expands so much more. And you're actually able to shed your knowledge onto other people around you. And you're actually also able to receive, right, information from your brothers and sisters, because we are here collectively. We are here to be able to help one another through this journey. I think I've already said what I needed to say, because it's almost like the channel just like shuts down. It just like shuts off, and they're like, okay, we're done. We said what we needed to say. But I do want to finish off saying that all of my manifestation, I'm not going to say it all, but mainly major manifestations that I've been working on are coming through. Look at this beautiful day. I just recently moved into a beautiful apartment where I'm getting to wake up and see the sunrise. And I've been manifesting that for so many years. And the people that know me, they know. And that's another thing with manifestation. And when you want things for yourself, share that with the people around you, so that one day when you're able to accomplish that, you're not just, you're not just celebrating that on your own. You're going to have people around you who love you and see you for who you are, and see the work you have put into actually accomplishing your dreams. And they will remind you. They will go back and say, I remember the day you said that to me. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to vocalize the things that you want, because when you do that, you are also creating you're also manifesting, because your tongue is a wand. That's why be very careful with the things that you say. Be very careful with the things that you say and the things that you think. And if you say or think something negative, try to counteract that with something positive as soon as you realize it, so that you don't create that vibration for it to manifest in this realm. And I'll be able to share more with you guys. If you go back to the previous videos, you know, all of the vacations and things like that are things that I've manifested, but there's just so much more happening now. But I will share this with you slowly. And I promise all of you that some way, somehow, with me coming on here, I am also sharing this vibration with you so that you're able to create the life that you want. And I am the embodiment of it. It's almost like I go through these things, and then I come on here and I'm able to show you in reality. And that's one thing that I want to make very, it's a point that it's important for me to share on this channel, is that whatever you're getting, it's authentic, it's real. The information I share with all of you are things that I've lived through. I have experienced it, and I have proof of it. I have proof with the people around me. I have proof with pictures in my phone of things that I was manifesting years ago when they are happening. And you also have to keep in mind that time is an illusion. Time is totally an illusion. What could be 2 minutes for us or 20 years for us in another realm, it's a matter of seconds. So it doesn't matter how long it takes. What matters is that once you put that order in, some way, somehow, the universe is listening and it's going to bring that back to you. And it might not come in the way that you were imagining, of course. It will come in different ways, but you need to be ready to receive when these opportunities show up. You need to be ready to receive. Because otherwise you might be blocking yourself from things that you have manifested at some point and that you have already unconsciously created. And we will end this, because otherwise I know I can keep going on and on and on, but I also don't want to bombard you with information. I want you to be able to fully receive the words that I say, and that they're able to truly be planted into your heart, so that you see them grow at some point. And sharing this with you, this beauty, because every accomplishment of mine is also yours, because I am living proof of God's power. I am living proof of the power of manifestation, without that little woo-woo, hoo-hoo bullshit. We're not here for that. We're here to keep it real, and we're here to be who we are, however it is that you decide to be, because your light, however you decide to use it, it's beautiful, it's magnificent, and it's needed. It's needed for the change of the new earth. And remember that I love you, and God, the universe, and all there is, and all of creation, and whatever it is that you believe in, loves you so much more. Mwah.